Why, hello friends, and welcome in to Cross My Heart Ministry. Welcome into my home. Fall is finally here. It's October and the temperatures have finally gotten a little cooler. When I was putting out my fall decor and I had my little teeny sign that I like to put happy fall y'all or some sort of little fall pithy phrase, I thought I'm just going to put fall finally because that's just sort of how I felt. It seemed like it was just going to stay hot forever. But now that the cooler temperatures are here, we can finally get outside and enjoy some of the beauty of God's creation. Do you ever think about how just the seasons that God has created for us, the changing of the seasons, coming around like rhythm every year? We get spring and summer and fall and winter. And it all just testifies to the incredible creativity of our wonderful God, our sovereign God. He is a creative God. And every changing season is a new opportunity to just have our breath be taken away. And if you get to travel geographically, whether you are standing with your toes on the sand in the ocean and just seeing the cadence of the tide coming in and seeing the vastness of the ocean, or whether you go to the mountains and you stand on top and you just behold all of that in its glory. All of this world, all of creation just defies the fact that there had to be a God. The idea that it just happened, we defy that idea because the creation screams there is a God. And I just want to encourage you to get out and enjoy that creation now that the weather is a little bit cooler. You can sort of plot on a map where you are and draw a little circle within 30 minutes, an hour, and probably find some great places to hike. Take your family, plan a Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon, go and enjoy it. You don't have to travel miles and miles or get on an airplane to find a national park. I'm guessing that wherever you live, just like where I live here in Northwest Arkansas, there are some beautiful state parks or local parks or places nearby that you can go and hike. And when you do that, you're going to want to take along a couple of things. One is a water bottle because you're going to need to stay hydrated. And the second is if you're going to be going for an hour or two and you're burning lots of calories, you might get a little bit hungry. And so you're going to want to take some trail mix. So today's Martha Monday is about making your own trail mix. Now, if you're a regular subscriber to our channel, you know that we're all about the Word of God here. And every Friday, we bring you some biblical teaching from the Word of God. This fall, we're teaching through the book of 1 Corinthians. You're hearing a lot of teaching from me, but also in sort of changing things up a little bit, we've had a couple of guest speakers, and we're going to have them a couple times this fall, freeing me up to do some other speaking and teaching and writing and sharing that responsibility. But I'll still be doing devotionals. If you go over to our website at crossmyheartministry.com, you'll find every week a Sunday soaking blog. You can subscribe and that'll be sent in your inbox. The point is, we're all about the Word of God here in our channel. But on Mondays, a couple times a month, we have some fun. And I call these Martha Mondays after that woman in the Bible who was in the kitchen making sure those men got dinner. And so today we're doing something practical. Sometimes we'll do a recipe, sometimes an organizational tip. But today I'm going to make homemade trail mix. Now, that may not sound too cerebral, but some of us may not realize that you can make your own trail mix. You know, trail mix has sort of come a long way. When I was a little brownie Girl Scout, we talked about GORP, good old raisins and peanuts, and that was our trail mix. But today, when you walk down that snack aisle and you look at rows and rows of options, well, my goodness, you have to sort of read closely. And there's trail mix that includes milk chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, dark chocolate chips. It has not just peanuts or maybe walnuts, but there's almonds and there are cashews and all sorts of different nuts that we might not think about. Walnuts and pistachios, different nuts that we wouldn't think about maybe putting in trail mix. And then there's the traditional raisins. There's golden raisins. There's craisins. So just all sorts of different things. And so when you're trying to choose your trail mix, you're reading the ingredients and you think, I like this, I like this, I like this. Ooh, I love chocolate chips, but not white chocolate chips. I would just as soon not do that. So why pay for something that you don't really care for? Maybe every ingredient on there you love, but you just cannot stand milk chocolate chips. You're a semi-sweet girl or a dark chocolate girl. And so rather than paying for something that you really don't care for, why not tailor make your own trail mix? And so that's what I'm about today, just making it on your own. And then the great thing is, after you make it, you can get these little snack bags and have a little baggie for everybody to take along when you go hiking. I also find this just a great idea to take along when I'm going to be shopping or running errands for a few hours. I don't want to take time to stop and get lunch. I don't want to go through a drive-thru and get something that's not good for me. So if I take along a bottle of water and a baggie of some trail mix, that will sort of sustain me until I can get back home and have a healthier choice. So today I'm going to share with you just a simple 5-ingredient trail mix. Super easy. I've already measured everything out, and we're looking at just about a cup of everything. Almost all of my ingredients came from Aldi, only one did not, so it makes it sort of affordable. I was going to go ahead and do the math and see if I could find a trail mix that was tailored to me, but of course I couldn't. Every trail mix that I looked at had a different ingredient, so that sort of makes my case that if you do your own, you can make your own recipe, and it certainly is not hard. And the great thing about packaging it up like this, you can save a lot of money that way. Have you ever noticed, if you look at the snacks that are prepackaged for us, and I know we need that for portion control, but we pay for that portion control. If you just look at the whole big bag of almonds versus the little package of a serving size of almonds, you're paying significantly more to have someone police you with your portion control. So there are also trail mixes out there that come in the individual packages. And that is a great convenience. I agree with you, but you're paying for that convenience. And you also, again, might be paying for some ingredients that you don't really enjoy. So let me show you how easy this is. Nothing real scientific. I got my almonds at Aldi. So I like the unsalted ones. They come roasted, they come salted, they come other ways. I've divvied these up. This is about a cup, give or take. Voila, there are my almonds. And then my peanuts, also from Aldi. And voila, here are my peanuts. There you go. And then next comes the cranberries. These are dried cranberries. Okay, we're going to drop these in here. There's my cranberries. And then I did splurge and run to Walmart to get my golden raisins because I just like them better than the regular old ordinary raisins. So I got golden raisins. That was my splurge. Going to drop those in. And then finally are the chocolate chips. And if you haven't taken a look at the chip aisle lately, you haven't seen chips. There are dark chocolate chips, semi-sweet chocolate chips, milk chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, peanut butter chocolate chips. Now, I'm a peanut butter girl, and I love peanut butter. But there's something about the peanut butter chips that just taste a little weird to me. Again, butterscotch is another one. I love butterscotch. But the chips in a trail mix are a little different. I love to maybe put them sometimes mixed with peanuts to kind of have that payday flavor, something like that. I love to use those in my recipe for 7-layer cookies. I think there's a link that we could drop in below for that recipe if you haven't seen it. But for my trail mix, I just like to go with the good old semi-sweet chocolate chips. And so here we go. I'm going to grab those over here and drop them in. Forgot to grab my spoon, so let me grab my spoon and I'll be right back. Okay, Laura is back with her spoon, and I grabbed my favorite spoon because my friend Kathy brought this back to me from the Holy Land. And so every time I use this spoon, it makes me smile to think about our friendship, and it also makes me pray for Israel and pray for the gospel to be advanced to the Jews in Israel. So there we go. Multi-purpose. I stir and I pray. So it's not too hard here. We get it all mixed up. I used my clear mixing bowl to mix this rather than a regular mixing bowl so you could see it. But it also just looks very pretty and very appetizing to look in and see all the different textures and flavors and colors. You know, we were talking about creation testifying to who God is, but you ever think about how food also testifies to the creativity of God? He could have just given us food for fuel, sort of like gasoline in our tank. We need it to sustain us, to give us energy. We burn it off, we keep going. But our great God gave us sweet and salty. He gave us colors and flavors and textures. And all of that testifies to his creativity. He didn't give us just a sweet fruit and a healthy vegetable. Even within the fruit arena, we have apples and oranges and bananas and grapefruit and watermelon, different colors, flavors, textures. And then we go to nuts and we see a variety here. Our God is absolutely amazing. And it's just so easy to take where we live and what we eat and the things around us for granted. I hope you'll get outside sometime this month and celebrate and enjoy and worship God in the glory of his creation. And I hope when you do, you might take a little baggie of trail mix along that you have tailor-made to the desires of your family. Leave me a note below and let me know what are the ingredients that you put in your trail mix. Maybe you will suggest something that I hadn't even thought of including. Don't forget your water bottle and don't forget your trail mix. But get outside in this glorious fall weather and celebrate God in the beauty of his creation. For Cross My Heart Ministry, I'm Laura McFarland. Thanks for spending this time with us.